Hey, Nora, what's up with the lunch? Are you messing with me?
I made it just for you. I made it with fruit salad and other things to balance it out. How is it I'm messing with you?
You know I don't like vegetables, right?
Yes, but I looked for a recipe that even a child who hates vegetables could eat, and I made it for you. I put particular effort into the seasoning and so on.
I don't care about seasoning. If you know I don't like vegetables, you're messing with me.
But if there's only meat, it's not balanced, right?
That's right, but I wanted fried chicken. But all that was in there was grilled chicken breast. Where's the fried chicken? This lunch is torture.
Torture? You're exaggerating. I made you fried chicken yesterday.
You just baked it in the oven, didn't you? That's not fried food. What I want is real fried chicken.
Oh my, you're a picky eater. On top of that, you've been gaining weight lately, haven't you? You've even had a lot of health issues. You keep wanting to eat fried food, but if you eat anything you want, you'll get sick.
Shut up. Instead of moderating your diet for your health, eat whatever you want as much as you want. If it kills you, so be it. Life is short and fulfilling. That's what I believe.
But I want you to live a long and healthy life.
There's no point in living a long life eating food that don't taste good. That's why I'm throwing away today's lunch.
Oh no, what a waste of food. Prices have gone up recently, and the cost of food is getting higher.
It's your fault for buying vegetables that I hate. If you're gonna talk about food costs, you should only buy my favorite foods. If you're my wife, you're supposed to make lunches that your husband will be happy to eat.
But when you say your favorite food, it's all meat and mac and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese? I love it. I'll make some today.
Stop it. You had it for dinner last night, too. You didn't touch any of the side dishes at dinner. Just the mashed potatoes and gravy.
That's because you only cook food that don't taste good. I'm so unlucky to have horrible cook for a wife. You can't even cook a satisfactory meal. And yet, you're always harping on about my health.
I used to cook a lot before we got married. Nobody has seemed to mind up to now.
That's because they're just being considerate. But I'm your husband. It's my duty to guide my wife. From now on, I want you to cook according to my instructions.
I don't cook food that's too rich or too unhealthy.
Don't defy your husband. Who do you owe your livelihood to? I'm the one who earns the money to buy the food, aren't I? Don't get smart with me. You waste food with your terrible cooking.
You're the one wasting food. Besides, I'm working too.
Your job is low paying with no responsibilities compared to mine.
So that's what you think, is it?
It's true. I'll tell you what I want you to do starting with dinner tonight. So make sure it's done exactly the way I want it. Do you understand? You must do exactly as I told you. Nora, do you have any idea what you've done?
I'd like to ask you the same thing. Nate, what have you been doing? You left yesterday and never came back. Where have you been? Are you at work now?
It's none of your business where I go. What's more, what was for dinner?
What do you mean? I did my best to give you what you wanted.
Not even close. I didn't ask for the kind of meal. You horrible cook.
What? I made a steak, just as you specified in your recipe. What was the problem with that?
You know what? How long have you been with me?
What? About 5 years?
How many times have you had dinner with me in those 5 years? You haven't noticed anything. You have seen how I eat, right?
How you what? You mean not very good table manners? I've always thought it's impolite to talk while eating, or hold your fork like that.
Wrong. Don't belittle me. Did you see how much sauce I pour on my steak?
Yes, a lot. You were really angry when I mentioned it to you before.
Yeah, I was. It's just not quite enough for my taste.
You put ketchup and sauce all over your fast food too.
If you know them, you should seasoning it like that. It was just as if there was no flavor at all. I don't know how you can call that food.
It was seasoned well. I tasted it. I'm sure of it. Besides, if you put that much sauce on it, you'd be consuming too much salt.
It takes a lot of sauce to get a flavor the way I like it.
Every time you measure it, your blood pressure gets higher. It's time to start cutting back.
Don't be silly. It doesn't matter if you live a long life with thin taste buds.
You have to live with lifestyle-related diseases for the rest of your life. It costs a lot of money for medical care. You talk about a short and fulfilling life, but there's no guarantee that one day it'll end abruptly.
Don't make me say it over and over again. You're a messed up wife, but don't you dare talk back to me. Anyway, you need to get us sausage, ketchup, and mayonnaise right now. I want you to make sure we have plenty of it.
Huh?
Oh, and no low sodium, half calorie crap.
I don't use those products with additives, but I want people to taste the flavor of the food. If you chew it well, it tastes good without a strong seasoning. That way, you can get a satisfaction from a little bit of food.
You're talking back to me again. Do you know the situation you're in right now?
I'm your wife, your spouse.
A wife's job is to satisfy her husband. Listen, I'll go ahead and come home today. In return, as I said before, you'll get plenty of condiments. You'll also prepare the dishes I specify. You'll also double the seasoning.
If you make it this strong.
If I'm not satisfied, I'll really divorce you.
Fine. Nate, let's talk. Come home.
No way. I'm divorcing you.
Come on.
Didn't I tell you before that if I'm not satisfied, we'll have a divorce? If you can't feed me, you're not a wife. You say my body and health are important. I'm fine right now.
It's just that you don't have any symptoms yet. You know, your health check results are all in the red, right? If you keep on like this, you're not gonna get better.
My grandfather and my father ate whatever they wanted, just like me. My grandfather lived until 80, and my father is still healthy.
Both your grandfather and your father went to the hospital regularly, right?
Of course, as you get older, you're gonna get a little wear and tear. It doesn't matter what you eat. If that's the case, it's 100 times better to eat whatever you want while you're still alive. Anyway, I'm sick of your cooking.
Sick of it? But you hardly ever eat it.
I hate it when you talk back to me like that. I'm going to be free to eat whatever I want now.
Wait, that's really not enough for you to live on. I'll try harder to cook food that you can eat.
You say that, and you're gonna put in vegetables and put less seasonings, aren't you? I'm not voting for that anymore.
I'm saying that because I'm thinking of your health.
Not necessary. You're messing with me. It's like you don't really know the situation that you're in. I already got the divorce papers. Fill them out when you get home.
That's so cruel.
Hey, Nora, how are you? Are you still living health-conscious food?
Nate, long time no see. How are you?
I'm fine. No complaints when you can eat whatever you want. Everyone at work says I look great. I guess your screwy cooking was hard on me. I'm glad you let me go.
Yeah, I hope you're well.
The best thing for your health is to eat what you want and live a stress-free life.
You're probably right.
Right. You should be honest with yourself, too. Don't force yourself to be so health-conscious.
I'm not like I'm forcing myself. I like vegetables.
Jeez, you've been so stubborn again. Well, if you get jealous of my eating habits, you can call me. Your property fried chicken isn't bad.
I don't envy you. I'm afraid of you.
Don't be so stubborn. Then you call me when you miss me. I don't mind if it's steak.
No thanks.
Nora, how are you?
Hey Nate, I'm still here as usual. What do you want?
I've been feeling a little under the weather lately.
Oh, really? Are you busy with work?
No matter how much sleep I get, I feel heavy and tired. My legs ache all of a sudden. It doesn't feel like a cold. It's just weird.
That's terrible. If it continues, maybe you should go to the doctor. I'm sure your unhealthy diet is paying off.
Hey, why don't you come live with me again?
Huh?
It's just that I've become so incapacitated that it's just hard to move, and the appreciation for you really sank in.
You want me to take care of you?
I mean, you could help me get up a little bit, like take me to and from the station. Even though we divorced, you were my wife once, right? Isn't it a wife's job to support her husband?
I don't want to. No way. Besides, we aren't married anymore.
Don't be so stubborn. You need money, don't you?
I have enough to live on my own.
Your job is simple job with no responsibilities.
I have responsibilities. I make hospital food, according to the physical requirements of each patient.
What?
That's because I'm a hospital dietitian. You always seem to underestimate my work, so it's no wonder you don't remember.
No. I didn't mean to condescend to you. I think you're doing a great job. That's why you care about my food.
I think I would have cared, even if I weren't in the profession.
You woke me up when I had to work. I can't get up by myself, and on top of that, I'm feeling sluggish. I'm late and missing work more and more, and the company is not happy. Let's get married again, and you can wake me up every morning like you used to.
I decline.
Nora, I'm sorry. Will you try again with me?
I decline.
Please, come on.
I'm not a doctor. I can't fix your problems now. You should go to a doctor instead of depend on me, really.
Doctors aren't my thing. Nora, I need help.
Huh? What in the world?
I went to the hospital because I suddenly felt pain all over my body.
It's been a month since I told you to go, but...
It was hard for me to find the courage to go. Anyway, the doctor was really pissed at me.
Well, I can imagine.
I was told I have severe diabetes, high blood pressure, cirrhosis, gout, and hyperlipidemia.
A parade of lifestyle-related diseases.
I was told that I should be hospitalized for health management right away.
That's right. Well, work hard on your diet, because sometimes your numbers will settle down.
Hey, you're the dietitian at the hospital, right? Would you cook for me? You're my wife. You're gonna have to support me. Because, you see, I'm really sorry.
I don't want to.
Huh? You told me before. You said you'd make me a recipe that I could eat. And the other day, it was all over the internet. They said that you're the creator of recipes that even people with dietary restrictions love.
That was when I still had feelings for you as a wife. No matter how much effort I put into the recipe, I was always told that there were vegetables in it, that it was just baked, or that the flavor was too weak. I got tired of being told that the taste was bland and you getting angry at me. It was also sad to have a lot of sauce and ketchup poured on the dishes I had researched and made. Even my packed lunches got thrown away. I've had enough.
I won't complain anymore, please. I want to eat the kind of food I read about on the internet.
I refuse. If you've been told you need to be admitted to the hospital for controlled care, then grow up and get the treatments you need.
Then I'll go to the hospital where you work.
You know, my current workplace is not my former hospital.
Huh?
They moved me to another affiliated hospital in another state.
Where is it?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Please, cook for me. I want to eat your food.
You don't have to be so obsessed with me. All hospital food looks healthy and delicious these days. I'm not the dietitian there, but they're always the one.
It has to be you.
I heard you've gained even more weight since the divorce.
Huh?
One of your colleagues is a friend of mine from school. He says you've gained even more weight since the divorce, and you don't seem to care about hygiene anymore.
I was so busy with work that I didn't have time to shower. When we were married, you even cleaned the bathroom so I could take one. That's why I can't do without you. Please. I understood that after the divorce. You're all I had. Please, start over with me again.
Even though you've been calling me a terrible cook at work?
I'm sorry. I wanted to maintain my dignity at work, too. That's what it takes to be a capable man. If you're my wife, you'd understand. But I won't anymore. I won't throw away your lunches, and I won't complain about your cooking.
It's stupid. I won't make up with you or cook for you anymore.
You don't care if I die?
Your grandfather lived until 80. Your father is still healthy, right?
That's true, but...
Then it's okay, isn't it?
No. My father actually wasn't as healthy as I thought he was.
I heard he's on the verge of going blind from diabetes. His liver is also failing.
If you know that much, you can understand why I'm so frantic, right?
If you don't want to end up like your father, You need to get your lifestyle back on track.
I don't want to be hospitalized. I'll lose my freedom.
That's the price you pay. Even if you can't get back on your feet, you'd still like to live a short, fulfilling life, wouldn't you? That's great. Congratulations. Well then, I'm going to block you, because I don't want you to bother me anymore.
Please, don't abandon me.
Nate was forcefully hospitalized. His condition worsened considerably, and he was told that the treatment would take a long time. So, he decided to take a leave. However, the prospect of his return to work is hopeless, and it seems that he will be forced to resign. My coworkers said I was lucky to get rid of the filthy, useless guy. Being featured online as the hottest nutritionist, I am now publishing a recipe book. I hope I can help people who are struggling with dietary restrictions.